This is Troy. When he's not pushing guns in people's faces, he's making telephone calls, making sure that people arrive at the set on time. Hello.
There was a fast ramp up. We didn't have a lot of time to pre-produce, so things were cobbled together really quickly, and the actors were forced to be clever about their preparation for their characters.
My particular take on acting, it doesn't generally involve a lot of preparing. I mean, I still haven't read the script. To me, that's one way to keep the acting fresh. I mean, the only time I read my line was literally the morning of when I was going to do it. So simply because of that, I don't do a lot of preparing.
I only read my lines because, not because I'm important, but it's more method acting. I don't want to know.
Well, yeah, you don't want to know what's going on, sure.
I was going to get a Marine haircut, but I had this woman who swore to me she would give me this haircut for free by Friday night. We were shooting Saturday morning. I said, sure, let's do that. And of course, Friday rolls around and she's nowhere to be seen. And I said, well, I need this haircut. She said, oh, I'll do it Monday. Well, I'm sorry, we're shooting this weekend. And she said, well, it won't matter. I said, no, you don't. Forget it. So I wore a hat.
I like my beard a lot, and oftentimes the length and growth of my beard determines when I was on camera last or when I had the last audition. But I like my beard, and I thought it looked okay. So I decided to grow it out, and Michael thought it looked okay, so we were going for a slightly General Zod look, and that was the best I could come up with. Are beards more evil than goatees? Surely, throughout the 70s and 80s, we always knew that the evil characters were the ones with facial hair. And I think they're the more interesting, and I think they're the more seductive, and I think that the beard and the goatee are more sexy.
I do like commercial art, drawing and cartooning, that kind of thing. It's just a whole, in a way, they kind of play off each other, because if you are performing, when you're doing, if you're doing like a comic book, you are performing. You're doing weird little things. You're trying to figure out, okay, how is the character moving, how they're reacting, what is the expression on their face. You're kind of doing a little bit of acting in that way, and to me, the acting kind of plays off of that.
I watched Clint Eastwood movies, actually. I did. I went on eBay and I bought like his back catalog, and I watched all the old westerns. And his underacting, I think, was powerful for me, because I'm naturally far more enthusiastic than that, and far more animated. And most of what I did in Planetfall was just sneer, pause, look around. That was, and I learned some of that from Clint.
I took stage combat, I did, but most of my experience with the roles that I got that required that were not with weapons. They were all like hand to hand. So I can do a chokehold. I can take a slap. I can fake punch, this sort of thing. But as far as working with weaponry, I don't know if it was a girl thing, because guys play with swords. In a play, in Shakespeare, that's the guy's thing. Girls have to know how to get slapped. What's that say?
The film does feature 2 female leads. They're the ones who are the surrogate for the audience.
It's not that there have never been women fighters. There always were. But usually their function is more as eye candy, or as they're fighting but their breasts are heaving up and down and they have a full pouting lips and this sort of thing. And I think in this film, the difference was that wasn't their function.
That was one of the things that really attracted me to the project too. It's like when I read the script, they're not writing this with throwaway female characters. It's important to me that that was in there, that it wasn't just, oh, well, there's a few girls in the movie and they're the ones that are flagellating the Carson Fletcher character. They're not just the eye candy.
Oh, I think we went to a comic book convention a while ago, and that was a big topic. When women heroes are drawn, there are women heroes, but they're kind of more like women hero sluts, or sleros, or sluteros.
The Lux Antigone story is like it's a story of redemption. You know, it's a story of a personal journey, and the Wendy Stanton character, again, it's like this is a person who is a hero role. You know, they're righting wrongs, they're doing important things.
If you look at it, it's technically the good, the bad, and the ugly, with the two major male roles being switched into female roles, and instead of it being a shipment of Confederate gold, it's a shipment of psychic drugs. Not so different, I guess.